Sapoops, games. Some games are innocent like this one. Yes. And others can be like blackjack, where you bet your entire life savings on a single hand. And that, Sapoops, is pretty much the game of Adrian Lim Chee En. Sapoops, Adrian Lim is someone that a lot of you think is fake, but I'm pretty sure is a real person. He looks like your standard guai, kia, good boy, Malaysian, truly Asian child of the world. What a good boy face. Bangsa, Malaysia. Who would have thought that he's one of the most dangerous content creators in Malaysia? Sapoops, this guy is a Sabahan. He has like another profile and stuff like that. Seems like an otherwise normal person. Social justice. Protect all Malaysians, but he is also on the warpath to make a ton of money on Facebook, declaring, "This is why the Malays are not happy. Y'all need to assimilate. Terpaling Malaysia." Oh, and by the way, here's a bit more about the racist Malays and peace-loving Chinese Indians, and the most racist award goes to the Chinese Indians. You know, it's hard to categorize this guy because the way that he writes is kind of like mixed. He mixes poison with sugar. Here's a touching story between a Chinese uncle and a Malay lady. Wow. And he does it in such a way that obviously it's meant to grow his social media account by tunganging and tunganging all the way, or just keeping enough distance to be able to say, "Saya Bangsa Malaysia, Saya hero, insan kerdil." But you know, behind all of that, I think is really just this attempt to make as much money from Facebook as possible and to secure as much cred as he possibly can. I mean, think about it for a moment. We established in the past video that not everyone from the group that he was talking about here was actually Chinese Indian. And you can actually see it like literally over here with a laugh emoji from Nasif Ahmed. While by the way, you can see all of the racist comments coming out one after another saying, "Biasalah bangsa pendatang," and it goes on and on and on. As he panders to a particular community, excludes another community, and then tries to again be terpaling harmony, while suggesting in his innocent way and with his Malaysian flag, "I am a better Malaysian than you. Saya terpaling warga Malaysia." I just have to wonder at some point. I know that it's very profitable to play the Cina Baik game, and I could as well. Do you know that I actually hung out with Perkasa and a whole Silat gang once upon a time, and after 10 minutes of talking to them, I got called the Cina Baik? Me, of all people. And for all you know, maybe Adrian is going to be going on TikTok live selling random products so that everybody can go out and fund his diving expeditions. But I think it's pretty clear that all of this is just instigating people, and the guy is having a blast acting like he's the #1 Malaysian while facilitating people to feel like they are great, wonderful, okay. That's no problem. We are not racist. No, it's all of them. One might call this creating an other, where basically you pit one community against the other communities. You basically give people an excuse to go out there and say, "Hey, do you know they are racist, therefore we can fight against them." And before you know it, then people end up getting desensitized and thinking to themselves, "You know what? Since they were bad to us, therefore we'll be bad to them," whether it was true or not. But you know, for him it doesn't matter. Cause it's like, no matter what he does, he's not going to be affected. He can be one of the Cina bikes with the dollar signs in his eyes while people send out racist comments to the other Chinese people who are not good Chinese people like Adrian Lim Chee En. And before you know it, then there they are saying, "Wah, kamu ini Cina baik so much," while they perform yet another May 13th and pat him on the head and say, "Tak mengapa, sekurang-kurangnya kaulah yang Cina baik. Terima kasih." And it kind of makes you wonder whether Malaysia is actually still going to be a safe country here and there when you have people like this literally encouraging tens of thousands of people to start behaving like minorities are actually a source of trouble. And really at this point, I personally am also considering other options at this point. Don't personally know at this point, but if you have opportunities or otherwise, feel free to drop me a message via Facebook, Instagram, or otherwise. And you know, I think this is such a shame because if you actually look at the real Malaysia, Malaysia, meaning the Malaysia outside of social media, outside all this toxicity, outside this guy just casually picking out two random articles and then saying, hey, this group is racist, that group is racist. You see that Malaysia is actually quite a nice place. We hang out with one another, we interact with one another, socialize, chill, we have no problems at all. But of course you have people like this who want to casually create narratives, act like they are searching for the truth, and then end up bringing this kind of culture into reality, where people end up suspecting one another on the basis of shit that is happening on the internet. Normally I wouldn't talk about this, but the scale of how many people are actually listening to this kind of nonsense at the moment is actually too big, to the point that it just makes you wonder to yourself, wow, are people going to be thinking differently? Are they going to be talking differently? And it just makes you think to yourself that the person who decided to go ahead and share this was just selfish, doesn't care about his own race, which is fine, you don't have to care about your own race, but is pretending to be number one Malaysian while at the same time taking steps to destroy it. In all I can see is a monumental act of hypocrisy.
I actually tried to invite him for a conversation, but as you can see, he's just happy that he lives rent-free in my head, apparently. Very interesting, and yeah, I don't know what he actually thinks about any of the consequences of his actions.
Anyway, we can say whatever it is that we want about the guy, but we won't actually know unless he actually goes and talks to us about why he wrote what he wrote, whether he believes what he actually believes, cause the method is obviously sus, extremely dangerous, and I don't know, man. I want to know what you think. What are your thoughts on Adrian Lim Chee En? Is he an instigator, a beneficial commentator, an opportunist, or something else? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That's all I have to say about that, and bye.